Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is Frecky Fit Wolf. It's time for another Foodie Fridays. But this video is going up on Wednesday? Yeah, so Lisa and I decided that we are going to give people more time to watch the videos and vote before we go live on Friday night. So for now, we are posting our videos on Wednesday morning instead of Friday morning. Because last week, not a lot of people voted by time it went live. But then we woke up the next day and there were a lot more votes that could have been taken into account. I still won though, just saying. But this way we figure if we post on Wednesday, then when we go live on Friday, more people have a chance to see the videos and know what we're talking about when we do go live. Speaking of going live, we are this week going to be going live on my channel and on her channel at the same time. So that's gonna be new. It's gonna be a little bit tricky. We're still gonna be figuring it out as far as how comments go. We think we got it figured out where I'll be watching my channel, she'll be watching her channels, and we'll be reading the comments as they go live that way. I think the app that I use will be combining them all into one chat that we can easily keep track of, but I'm not 100% sure. So bear with us for that. But it is still exciting that we will be live on both channels. So that's awesome. So I am going to explain really quick. Also, voting, it's kind of hard. So you can vote underneath my video, underneath her video. I will be putting a poll up in my Facebook group, which there's a link to my Facebook group down below where it'll be easiest to vote, but I know not everybody has Facebook. So use that or use one of the other methods. Please don't do all of them because then it gets confusing as far as, okay, well, I got to vote for you on my channel. Oh, you got to vote for you on, okay, it's the same. It's complicated. So just try to vote in one place. That'd be the easiest. I would really appreciate it. So anyway, getting into this week's video. Irene Miller gave us 5 ingredients, and those ingredients are chicken, ginger, squash or pumpkin, pear, and onion. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, sorry, making sure I wrote it down. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be making 2 things. I am going to be making a lemon chicken spaghetti squash, or lemon chicken and spaghetti squash. And then I am also going to be making a ginger pear crisp. So I'll be using all 5 of those ingredients between the 2 dishes, a main dish and a dessert. All right, so let's get into it, guys. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be making is the lemon chicken and spaghetti squash. So first thing you're going to need is a spaghetti squash. And then we will also need chicken breasts, which I already cut them up. This is 1 pound of chicken breast. And then we need yellow onion, which is right here. By the way, I got these awesome bowls at Aldi while I was here today. Look, they have measurements on it. So it's 1 onion, also known as 2 cups. And we will need minced garlic, which is right here. It calls for 4 cloves. This is about 2 tablespoons, so I just went that route. You'll need salt and pepper, of course, which, you know, these guys over here, salt, pepper, and 3 cups of cherry tomatoes halved. I got grape tomatoes because I couldn't find cherry tomatoes at Aldi, and I didn't feel like going to a second store, so grape tomatoes it is. And then half a lemon juice. So I have a lemon halved, and I'm gonna hand squeeze it when it comes time. And then 1 cup of chicken broth. Look at that, it measures in the bowl perfectly. I love these things. And they're only $5 at Aldi. I'm gonna go probably get more. My roommate's gonna kill me. And then 8 ounces of spinach. Haven't bothered putting the spinach in a bowl because this is legit 8 ounces. So got all I need right there. So that's what you're gonna need for the lemon chicken and spaghetti squash. First things first is going to be this honker. If you've never cooked with one of these before, they're pretty darn easy. I am going to pop it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and then I will cut it and do the rest. All right, for those of you that have never worked with a spaghetti squash before, I like to pre-soften it in the microwave like I just did, and then I can cut it in half easier. Sometimes they are a little harder to cut when they're fresh. But so it just got softened up a little bit, and then what you do is you just scoop out the insides. Just gonna get rid of all of this gunk. I decided to go with this because even though I think, I should have looked it up before I'm gonna quote it, but I think spaghetti squash is technically a summer squash, any kind of squash still feels like fall to me. So I am going this route. And plus, if you want something that is like a spaghetti texture, this gives you that, sorry, that was kind of glumpy. Ugh, blah, blah, blah. Inside just stuff kind of grosses me out a little bit. Not as bad as the TMI queen, as we all saw in her video where she was carving a pumpkin in the fall collab, but still it's kind of mushy and ugh. But yeah, anyway, this is super healthy and I love it. And it tastes really good. It gives you that spaghetti type texture without all of the calories of that. It's never, you know me, it's never going to replace the real deal. I'm not one of those that can convince myself that it tastes just like spaghetti. It doesn't. But it tastes good, and that's all that matters. So from here, we are going to just spray the inside with an olive oil spray. And then you just want to sprinkle some pepper on there. And some salt. And again, typically with salt and pepper, I don't measure. It's just salt and pepper to taste. And you just want to do that. And then make sure to really rub that oil in. And you can feel if it needs a little bit more. Oh, and I missed a couple of seeds. Another benefit of rubbing it in. There we go. Okay. So you just rub it in, and then you are going to transfer it to a pan, face side down. Ooh, they just barely fit on this tray. All right. And then this is going to go into the oven at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. That's the way I like to do it. There are other ways, but that's what I'm doing, especially because then I can do other stuff while this is cooking. Multitasking skills. All right, so while that is going, I am going to spray my pan with the olive oil spray and toss in the chicken. Whoa. Don't throw the whole bowl, guys. And we're gonna let that cook. While that is cooking, I am going to wash the bowl so that I can put it back in there. So totally didn't realize that my camera was on camera and not video, so I took the chicken out and I tossed the onion in, and I'm letting that cook up, and then now I'm going to add in the garlic. A little more salt. And some pepper. And then at this point, you want to add in those cherry tomatoes, or in my case, grape tomatoes, and that onion. Not onion, the lemon juice. And just squeeze that all over everything. Oh, that burst right onto my shirt. That's cute. And lastly for this bit, you want to add in the chicken broth. And now this is going to simmer for about 20 minutes. You want to really reduce it down. Alexa, how much time on timer?
You have 28 minutes left on your 35 minutes timer.
All right, that's perfect. So when I have 8 minutes left, I will be doing the next step. All right, so while that is simmering down, I'm going to start on the pear crisp, the ginger pear crisp. So first you are going to need 4 pears. And it seems kind of silly, but they're mixing in here. So I'm transferring them into this bigger bowl. And it's 4 pears, cored and chopped. I'm leaving the skin on. It gives you extra fiber. And we all need some fiber in our life. And you want to add in 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, which I have pre-measured right here. And 2 tablespoons vanilla extract, which I also pre-measured here. And then 1 tablespoon of ground ginger. Now this one I did not pre-measure. All right, so measuring spoon. 1 tablespoon of the ginger here. And then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, which again, I did not measure ahead of time, so we'll measure that live. Well, you know, not live, but now. 2 teaspoons. This dish, again, it's fall. It feels like fall. The weather finally feels like fall outside. It smells like it. I've got my, what is it called? Pumpkin spiced whipped cream candle going right now. So it's fall. All right, so that, and then also 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, which is here, pre-measured. Now with this, this dessert is gonna be a little bit higher in points, and we're gonna mix it. This dessert is gonna be a little bit higher in points, but you can do some substitutes. You can use like an alternative flour. You can use the knockoff brown sugar stuff. There's gonna be some options. I just was at Aldi and they do not have all of the extra options. And honestly, sometimes it's worth it. I'm gonna do the actual points and everything at the end, but I do think it's only 7 points for 1 serving. And this is gonna make 4 servings. So I feel like it's not horrible, not gonna be an everyday thing, but sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and enjoy life a little bit. All right, so that's all mixed up. And we are going to get a dish. And again, olive oil spray. Just spray that guy right on in there. We're gonna just put that in our greased dish. All right, so it's in there, and then that is the main part, and now we are going to do a topping for it, which we will need another 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Again, you can use an alternative if you choose to. And 3 tablespoons of flour this time. Half a cup of oats. Again, these bowls, pre-measured. It's awesome. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. and 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. So more of that ginger, which, if you haven't noticed, I have now officially used all of the ingredients that we need. I've got the ginger in there, I've got the chicken going, I've got the pears, I've got the onion, I've got the squash. So yeah, all right. So that, and then we're gonna mix this up, and then I am going to pop in the microwave 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, which I have pre-measured, but now I'm gonna melt it. All right, so melted the coconut oil, and you just wanna pour that in there. And I'm sure there might be a healthier alternative to it. Granted, I think it's already healthier than doing butter, which would add a lovely flavor, but also I love the flavor of coconut. And so you're just gonna mix that all together. All right, so you got all those guys mixed together, and you're just going to sprinkle it on top. Whoa, if I can do this without knocking over the camera. There we go. All right, so we have it all packed in pretty, and that's gonna go in the oven, but if you remember, the spaghetti squash is in the oven right now. So we are just gonna set this aside, and then while we are finishing up our lemon, chicken, and spaghetti squash, this can bake. Multitasking for the win. All right, so as you can see, this has all been cooked down, so I'm just gonna give it a good stir, break up some of the tomatoes, and now add back in that chicken. And the fun part, the spinach, 8 ounces. I don't know why, I always love doing this with spinach because you start with all of that, and this is gonna all reduce down. Love it. All right, so now all we have to do is wait for the spaghetti squash to be finished. All right, so there it is, all done. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna start shredding it and then transferring it to a bowl in my scale so I can tell exactly how much is coming out of these guys. I'm gonna grab my infinity gauntlet just so that I can hold it, and literally all you do is you take a fork and you just start shredding. It naturally starts turning into little spaghetti type noodles. Now for me, spaghetti squash is 0 point, so I can just serve straight from this, but since I am going to be getting the calories and all of that, I need an exact measurement, so you just take it, and I'm putting it in the bowl right over here. Make sense? All right, cool, because I'm not gonna record all this. Actually, I wanna point out, while I am doing this, I am going to go ahead and pop this guy in the oven, 375 for 45 minutes. All right, so, awesome. Okay, so now time for my favorite part of any cooking video. I get to eat. I get to try it. So first of all, I know I'm already gonna love it because everything in here I love. But let's just try it. Let's just try it out, see what it's like. That tastes awesome. I am very happy with this. So that's this guy. I'm gonna eat this and do the math for the rest of the calories and stuff while the dessert is baking, and I'll be back when that is ready. All right, Infinity Gauntlet round 2. Time to get the crisp. Looks good. I was hoping for something a little bubbly, but there's nothing really wet in there, so I guess it won't be. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, so got it plated. Don't know if you can see that steam, but it smells really good. So let's take a bite. Okay. I approve this very much. Yeah. This is yummy. I think I kind of want to... Yeah, I think I want to stir the whole thing together and cook it that way, because the underneath, I don't know if you can tell, but the underneath is a pretty wet thing. The crust is just a little dry. But on my plate, when I mix it all together, tastes good. Tastes really good. So yeah, I think if you are going to serve this, stir it up. I mean, I guess people can do that on their own, or, you know, if you're just me eating by yourself, you can do it on your own. But yeah. So I approve. Now, nutritional information. So first of all, I packed up all of the lemon chicken and spaghetti squash. I can't talk. That was really good. I'm getting distracted. I think I've had brown sugar in forever. But anyway, so I had one serving. And then as you can see, there are 4 more. So it actually is 5 servings altogether. So I recalculated everything. And this originally said 4 servings. That was a pretty decent amount on my plate for 1 serving. So if I take that out, that size out, it'll be 6 servings. So altogether, the lemon chicken and spaghetti squash at 5 servings now, instead of the 4 that I originally thought, is 1.6 points plus or bites, depending on what you want to call it. Points plus and bites are kind of the same thing for me because, again, I track bites. I use Carb Conscious to do the old Weight Watchers plan, point plus. So it's 1.6 bites. And for the rest of the nutritional information, and all of this is going to be typed below if I talk fast or if I don't feel like putting it on the screen, because I'm giving all of the information. That's a lot to fit on a screen. So 185 calories, 2.9 grams of fat, 0.6 grams of saturated fat, 30.6 grams of carb, 6.3 grams of fiber, 10.4 grams of sugar, and 17.4 grams of protein. So obviously both of these dishes are going to be higher in carbs. That may affect your plan depending on what you are doing. I know a lot of people do low carb. I don't know much about carbs. I'm sure there's something you could tweak to lower it. Parrot Pastor, you're the queen of that. Feel free to do that. But I'm not doing low carb. I love my carbs. I'm gonna eat my carbs. And so that's what that boils down to. Now, the ginger pear crisp. I gotta say, now that it's like marinating in my mouth, I like it. The only ginger I've ever had is pickled ginger for sushi. Never thought to use it in other stuff. So when I found this, I fell in love. But yeah, so this one is 6 servings in my opinion. So with that, it makes 4.8 points plus or bites. Don't need to explain that part again. 249 calories, 7.6 grams of fat, 6.1 grams of saturated fat, 46.3 grams of carbs, 5.5 grams of fiber, 29 grams of sugar, and 1.9 grams of protein. Again, all of that is going to be in the description box below, but I just want to say it out loud for the fun of it. But yeah, so that was my entry into this week's Foodie Friday. Again, please comment below or on my Facebook group, or on Lisa's Facebook group, who you voted for. Really want a winner. I really want a reason to buy a crown. Because it's a crown. Can't have a crown if nobody's winning. But anyway, so yes, so please do enter that below. And then again, Friday night at 7:30 Central Time, we will be live on both my channel and on Lisa's channel, talking about what we did, how we came across this, and just chatting in general for some extra fun. So please join us. It's been fun the last few times we've done it. So yeah. So as I always say, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell so you know when I post stuff, and share your stories. Even on this video, share your story. Let me know how you're doing. It's Tuesday for me. Don't know when your weigh-in is. A lot of people do it on Wednesdays. So how's your week going? How's your week ending? All of that jazz. And until tomorrow, when I do, this is going up Wednesday. So tomorrow I'm doing Meme of the Week. I'll see you guys then.